You've launched your item on Amazon.com and you're wondering what type of strategy do you even need to take? Now, everyone has a different strategy. Brands have a different strategy. They leverage their brand equity, their brand awareness, things of that nature. Now, for your strategy, I recommend the three-phase launch process. Now, phase one is when your item is in a phase, and in this phase, you're investing and you're analyzing as well. So you're investing, you're basically spending a lot of money. Spending money is not bad as long as you analyze. You have to analyze and see exactly what route your product has taken. Has your product not generated a sale? And if that's the case, your product is no good. You have to kind of revisit the drawing board and start again with your product creation process. But has your product have lots of good sales but a low CTR? Then you have to maybe improve on your pricing, improve on your images. Your statistics will tell you exactly how you need to improve to increase sales even further. That's why when you invest and you spend a lot of money on ads, you can modify your product to the point where all customers like it. That's why phase one is so important. Now, after phase one, your product has developed a lot of sales velocity, a lot of traction, maybe some reviews, and now it's going to be a lot easier to advertise your product. Let me ask you, if you have a product that has 0 reviews and you have the same product, but you have 10 reviews, which one is going to generate more sales? The one with 10 reviews, of course. So you've already spent some investments, you've analyzed quite a bit, and you've gained some reviews from it. Therefore, your best seller rank, which we already learned about that, your best seller rank has lowered quite a bit. And now you can scale back the advertisements. You have to get what's called a take cost of 10 to 30%. Do the math with take costs. Total advertising costs. It's like tacos, but it's pronounced take costs. Take costs should be between 10 to 30%, which means you need to lower your overhead, which a big portion of your overhead is advertising fees, which in phase one, it's a very, very large fee. You have to advertise a lot. But with phase two, you have to get between a 10 to 30% take cost, which means you need to reduce your ads. That's really your major contributor of your cost, ads. So now you start reducing your ads. You can't go lower than 10%. Don't turn off your ads. If you turn off your ads, you lose all momentum. You need to keep it running a little bit. So that organic ranking can sustain itself along with a little bit of ads, and you gain profits, consistent profits, and clean profits through phase two. Obviously, if you're between 10 to 30% take costs and your sales just tank and your sales are at 0, then phase two did not work out so well. Now you have to go back to phase one and then do the process again. Or maybe you even have to go back to the drawing board because you go back to phase one and your results are kind of the same, but then phase two, again, you're not getting any sales. That means your product cannot sustain itself through phase two. So I'm just saying this example because just because you're in phase two doesn't mean it's just going to work. If you're in phase two, it could mean that your product just doesn't work. But phase three is when you get to a 10% take cost, 10% or lower. That's the highest profits. Now, phase three and phase two are related. Phase three is just a continuation of phase two, but phase three is amplifying your results even more. Now, can you go to a 10% take cost or lower? And if you can't, just stay in phase two until you're able to. Or maybe, phase two just gives you enough profits and enough sales that both are sustained. Maybe you're just going to stay in phase two forever. Phase two is 10 to 30% take cost. Phase three is lower than 10%. It's beneficial if you get lower than 10%. It's very, very profitable, but it's not always the best course of action. But yeah, definitely follow the 3 phases to your product launch.